Air-Clips.com.
Hi, I'm Patrick from Air-Clips, and today I would like to welcome you to another fantastic episode of our Ultimate Cockpit movies. Today it's time for a break from all these new Boeing and Airbus aircraft that we love so much and that we have quite often in the program, but today it's really connoisseur time for classic aviation, and I would like to present to you a lovely Yakovlev Yak-40 Ultimate Cockpit movie. The footage you're about to see has been recorded in May 2019 in Minsk in Belarus, where we joined the tour of Merlintour, a special tour operator that was running once a year an aviation enthusiasts tour based in Minsk, where you had the chance to fly all the Soviet aircraft that you could only think of. You've probably already seen a couple of our films, Ilyushin 76, the largest mass production helicopter of the world, Mi-26, and so on and so on. And here's another great film from that footage we produced in 2019. Now, until then, it was more or less a yearly exercise. Unfortunately, Merlintour had to pause their yearly events because of COVID and the situation in the country as well. So we are keeping fingers crossed that Merlintour can open up this lovely operation very soon again. Down here you find a link where you can look up the website of Merlintour and check out if there's something coming up in the nearer future, and maybe you and I can meet there for the next tour and have a chat while we are sitting aboard a lovely Soviet aircraft. Now, I'm going to show you the footage shortly. I just want to give you a little bit of a heads up, because usually our Ultimate Cockpit movies, they have a lead time, a preparation phase of sometimes many months, sometimes even more than 1 year. And in that lead time we get all the plans set up with the company, with the flight crews and so on. In this very case it was a little bit different, and we had a lead time that started with the general passenger boarding. Was pretty short. Luckily we had a super friendly crew that was spontaneously joining the mission and giving their approvals. Thank you very much for that. And if you consider that we have a limited amount of cameras, but still I'm very happy with the result, particularly when you consider these conditions. So right now we're here in Minsk. It's boarding time any moment, and we are going to do a short pleasure ride on Sich Airlines, which is a Ukrainian airline that back in those days has been operating every weekday a flight to Minsk. And on that day, on purpose, instead of the regular Antonov 24 they had in those days, they put the Yakovlev 40 and they offered a special round trip, a bit more than 1 hour around Minsk, just filled up with aircraft enthusiasts to enjoy the sounds, sights, and frankly also the beautiful smell of a classic Soviet-built airliner. It's always great for me to fly on an aircraft which is older than myself. In this case, that was a fact. It was 44 years of age already when we filmed it. Still looking pretty young as compared to me, for example, I think, so that's nice. Since there was no possibility, obviously, to have interview sessions with the crew and presentations of the crew, I take the pleasure this time to sometimes kick in and give you a little bit of background information about the aircraft and the air company and the trip. So right now, enjoy boarding and have a very beautiful flight. Thank you very much for being with Air-Clips today.
Мотор 95-53, запуск разрешен.
Запуск разрешили, мотор 95-53. Загоняйте, там еще один он ходит.
Запускай.
Разрешили запуск.
Запуск разрешили, это хорошо, но еще не зашли. Откройте.
Макни.
Или не
Открой. Да, там аккуратнее.
Ну,
Да все, там пусть загоняет.
не, ну что. Там оставили тут елки. Все видно.
Запуск разрешили.
Техника не мешает.
Минск на руление, Белая 984, поклавок.
Минск 1.
Белая 984, Минск руление, утро доброе. Клавок Дельта, Стенка, 12. Клавок Дельта на 12, Стенка, Белая 984.
Контроль по карте перейдет.
МСРП
Ключом.
2077.
Датчик установлен.
Двери, люки закрыты. Трап пока не убран, заглушки, штыри, чехлы на борту.
Я там
Ответчик отлично. Управление.
Растопорено
Проверяю самому.
Нейтрально. Готово.
2-0.
Да не, они ведут. Еще
Они не
поднимаются.
поймут это. 2-0, 24.
Видно, нормально.
95-53 установлено. И запуск разрешен.
Запуск.
Сейчас.
Первое.
Есть. Пока. Напряжение в норме.
Ставим.
Воспламенилось максимальное 850.
9.
Номинальные обороты, номинальное давление есть.
Техник внизу. 20.
Ага, запуск и 9 запущен. Запуск левого готовый.
Земля.
Идет, разрешил.
Решила. Запуск левого.
Есть.
Первое.
СВ открыт. Давление 1,6. Обороты.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Our flight will take 1 hour. My name is Irina. I'm cabin crew member on the flight together with my colleague, also safety comfort during the flight. Use the crewing devices mobile phones and allow during taxi, takeoff and landing procedures. The model Sich Airlines take care of your safety comfort, so we'd like to draw attention to safety equipment of this aircraft. Seat belts, the part of the safety belts, the bed flight into the bag or secure the within on your hips. Don't fasten the cuffs to help the back of cover.
Малый газ.
Газ, генератор подключен.
Запуск.
Первое.
Есть. Открыт СВ. Давление 1,6. Обороты. Давление. Масло.
8.
топливо есть. Параметры ранее. 18. Воспламенилось 600 максимальное.
Напряжение в норме.
СВ по оборотам. Режим малый газ.
Собло запускного генератор
свои.
подключен
И
на свои.
включайте, да. Вниз.
Просто прорулить. И там.
Ну.
Отъехал? Я могу
Да,
отсюда
ехал.
сесть.
На тормозах.
Первое.
Есть. Открыт. Давление 1,8. Оборот. Давление
8.
масла топлива есть. Параметры запущены двигателем.
Я деньги выключил.
18. Воспламенилось
18.
максимальное 600.
Напряжение в норме.
СВ по обороту.
Собло запускного.
Режим малый газ.
Генератор подключен.
А идея должен щиток закрыт. Контроль по карте.
А9 выключен закрыт. Гидросистема 150-165. Электросистема.
Причем проработано.
АРК.
Включены на отделение.
Авиагоризонт.
Включены проверенные совмещены.
Взлетные данные.
Доложено.
Стабилизация.
Установлено.
Топливная 3. Позатание. Включена
Запрашивай.
работа.
Мотор 95-53, русский, предварительно полоса 37 дело. Мотор Sich 9553, предварительно Лима. Разрешаю за машинское вождение.
За машину предварительно Лима. Мотор Sich 9553. Справа спереди свободно. Разрешили.
Тормоза.
Проверенный справа.
Пост.
Пост выключен, рио включен.
Контроль по карте на руле низ.
ЭУ.
Включен.
СП-50.
Включен.
МК.
Согласовывается, да. На 20.
Международный еще раз здравствуйте, Белая Русь, 281, 4 БМК информацию имеем, прошу буксировку запад. Белая 881, Минск, руление, у вас 100-07-43.
Высотомеры. 10-10.
10-10.
Слева, справа. Радиовысотомер включен.
Причем надо
48.
Сейчас проверите. Закрыл 20, выпущены, проверить.
Выпущены 20.
Мотор Sich 9553 на предварительном Лима, работает со стартом 118.
Остаток 118, мотор Sich 9553, добро.
Добро.
Мотор Sich 9553, добро, можно предварительно полоса 31 небо.
Мотор Sich 9553, Минск, руление, добрый день. Занимается исполнитель, ЛПК 31 левая.
Занимает полоса на полоса 31 небо, мотор Sich 9553. Разрешили.
Подстыковали хвост Юлии Владимировны.
Того, глядишь, скоро вернется. Очень разобрано.
Горят,
включен.
Режим альтитюд установлен.
Года 311 градусов режима показывали, готов.
Обороны ППД. О, включены форточки, закрыты, красные не светятся. Газ включен, готов.
Sich 9553, 90.
Sich 9553, ветер 200 градусов, 6 порыва 9 метров в секунду, везет, разрешаю, ВП 3-1 левая.
Полоса 3-1 лево, идет разрешили, мотор Sich 9553.
Свет большой включен.
Летаем в режим взлетный.
Часы пошли. Руки. Взлетный контроль взлетного режима. 200 градусов. Режим взлетный, параметры двигателя 0.
Держать. 185.
Скорость растет. 100. 120. 100 полстав можно. 170.
фари включені.
Виключення окремо.
Так, хватить. Закрив собрали.
Российский 955 Минск. Круг. Номер 3.
Закрилки убрані.
China 553, please report exit point from Minsk.
Давай того самого, бабуль.
Мототехника 553, бабуль, мототехника.
Один бабун and заход на посадку.
Простите, 95553, вы потом обратно к нам с посадкой?
Да.
Потом с посадкой, потом мототехника 553.
До бабуна дойдем и назад.
Заход. Perfect. 95553, потом заходы с уходом или заход с посадкой?
Заход с посадкой, мототехника 553.
Принято. Motor Sich 955, climb at level 190.
Request channel 150, мототехника 3, надо посадку.
Motor Sich 955, will be climb at level 150.
Запад 150, мототехника 953.
9553, cancel. Approach 125.9.
125.9, Просто розписали на коротко, на 553, good day, Arjun, вам справа. Detector flying from 150.
Negotiate on the 553, Minsk approach again.
Here we are, up in the skies. I hope you have enjoyed the takeoff as much as I have. I must really say, whenever you flew in an A340, 200 or 300, like I have a couple of times, heavily loaded for a long-range flight, you have the feeling that this underpowered airframe would never lift off from the ground. If you had that feeling on such an Airbus 340 before, you may not want to fly a Yakovlev 40. She has almost everything that a jet aircraft has to have for an aircraft enthusiast. She produces noise, she produces smoke, she produces smell. The only thing she doesn't really produce is lift. So even although this flight was only half loaded and there was not a lot of fuel in there, the climb rate that you've seen was just close to zero, in fact. Very, very shallow climb, and when I was sitting in the plane, it really, after takeoff, brought in a lot of memories from takeoffs that I have seen before, back in the days with a camera at the fence of an airport spotting aircraft. So as we are slowly climbing out right now, in a moment there's going to be some more action on the flight deck and we're going to see some nice turns and so on. So this is something to look forward to. Just as we go there, let me show you maybe a few slides that I found in my old photo collection that I took in Europe some 20-25 years ago, when that used to be my hobby. So first of all, we start with some more recent photos that you can see here from the Kiev Giuliani Aviation Museum in the Ukraine, one of the very best aviation museums in the world, if you ask me. You have two beautifully displayed Yakovlev 40 there in a kind of VIP-ish livery, and if you look at them, they are not necessarily in the very best shape paint-wise, but hey, that's, I guess, why you can find them in the museum and not at the close-by airport in operation. Now here we are at Zaporozhye Airport, where you just saw two still operational Yak-40, and now we take a long way back in time, 20-25 years. That was mainly in Germany, where I took, like here, Lot Polish Airlines Yakovlev 40 in Berlin, and also obviously Lietuva, Air Lithuania, Yakovlev 40. That one operated daily out of my hometown back then, Hamburg, to Kaunas and Palanga in the Baltics, and I do remember very well seeing this shallow climb and really loving that. Also some governmental operators, you have the Polish government aircraft here, and then obviously Lithuanian Airlines in the classic old green livery. Air Lithuania, the new name of Lietuva, was unfortunately replaced then later by ATR 42 aircraft. So it was already rare back then, but I always loved seeing them. And here you can see this impressive non-climb performance from the outside as a takeoff of Lietuva Yak-40 from Hamburg. Just beautiful. I really, really love it, and this is exactly how we must have just looked like from the outside at Minsk airport, departing for our pleasure flight here around the area around Belarus. Okay, now slowly let's get back into our aircraft and let's have a look how our flight progresses. I'll get back to you a little bit later, and I will be happy to speak a little bit, for example, about the operator, Sich Airlines, which is a very, very interesting airline, very popular amongst aviation geeks, and it's also very, very much connected to the Soviet and today Ukrainian aviation industry. But we'll speak about that once our flight has progressed a bit further. Enjoy.
Melnik 553, contact Minsk control, 1300 motor. 1300 на подписано на 553, снижаем до нас. 881, contact Minsk control, 1240. Подписано на 553, approach RX 10150. Фототичка на 553, control, добрый день, identified. Мотор 9553, будьте добры, подскажите точку выхода из Минска, из Беларуси.
Мы не будем выходить.
Дойдем до Баку и вернемся в Коckpit. А вы с посадки обратно на МИЗО, да? Да, с посадки. Я вас понял, 9553. Yakovlev on Minsk 0730 UTC. Wind 210 degrees 5, gusty 8 meters per second. Kawok, temperature +18, dew point +1. right. Спасибо большое, давай, и 206. Вот отлично, на 5-5, Roger. Copy. Control to level 845. Добрый день, товар, level 340, Yakovlev, 273. Сижов, 845, Петров, доброе утро, radio contact, Yakovlev, 6261, and clear direct trustful. Clear contact, Yakovlev, 6261, level 845. If you're ready, clear direct trustful. Ready to trustful, level 845. You're clear direct. Minsk, подъем Roger, stand by for 350. Thank you. 9553. Expect Gatwi 1 Hotel.
Gatwi 1 Hotel, expect motor pitch 9553.
Welcome.
We've gone a little bit further with our flight, and as promised, I wanted to take the next few moments of just straight flying where there's not so much to see to tell you a little bit about Sich Airlines of Zaporozhye, Ukraine. So the avgeeks amongst you will either know it or they will already have flown on their aircraft. Down here you can see a link to the website of Sich Airlines. It's a very, very friendly organization. You can just easily book your flights online, and hopefully after the COVID pandemic has gone for good, also all the flights on the interesting aircraft will be bookable again. So for me, frankly, it was a dream come true to be here on Merlintour's special flight from Minsk, because once I booked on the website a regular Yakovlev 40 flight, and they just killed the flight a week before because the route was cancelled, and so I had this box still open to be ticked. Here I'm showing you some pictures that I took during a visit to Zaporozhye, the main airport of the headquarters of Sich Airlines in the more eastern regions of Ukraine. And you can see also beautiful, funny enough, Belarus registered Yakovlev 40 aircraft here. As compared to our today's aircraft, quite in a more VIP style interior. Also some nice detail cockpit shots. Was a very, very pleasant trip. Friendly people at that airline. If you ask whether you may have a look at the aircraft, you could possibly be lucky, and they just let you inside the aircraft and let you have a look into their beautiful fleet. So walking across the apron, you can see back in that time, you can see the different Yakovlev 40 units that they still had. They are also still operating Antonov 24 aircraft in passenger configuration. That's more the backbone of their fleet. Also, they do operate the world's only Antonov 140 in the world for commercial passenger transport, very exotic aircraft. And guess who's going to present you with an ultimate cockpit movie of that one in the nearer future too. Now enjoy these fantastic looks here of the cabin. It's really a very, very nice VIP furbishing in there. So, and this is another unit of the Yakovlev 40 that they had parked on the apron, and always great to see these rear exit doors, just like on the 727 or DC-9. You walk in and you really get this three-holer feeling. And here, most of the fleet of Sich Airlines, with the flagship in terms of size, the Antonov 12, here beautifully shown and also still going strong in cargo operation. So, if you're ever around the Ukraine, take your trip on such a beautiful Antonov 24 here. Enjoy the hospitality of Zaporozhye. I really enjoyed that. But now, for the time being, let's slowly get back to our exciting Yakovlev 40 tour here and enjoy the hospitality on board.
Sich 9553, contact Minsk, approach 125, decimal 9. Спасибо.
125, decimal 9, Motor Sich 9553, все добро, где? До свидания. Motor Sich 9553, directed south, Takeoff, expect Takeoff 1 portal arrival, Motor Sich 9553.
Motor Sich 9553, Minsk. Approach afternoon, expect Airways 31 right and descend, and maintain flight level 150 and report start descent.
So for 150, expect runway 13 right, Motor Sich 9553, report start descent.
Sich 9553, descent, flight level 100.
Motor Sich 9553, descent flight level 1.
9
Motor Sich, descent flight level 100.
100, Motor Sich 9553.
Ну потихоньку, то что... Это как еще борти відкрив.
Motor Sich 553, contact radar 125 with mode 250.
Contact 125, decimal 250, Motor 553, radar 1. Motor Sich 553, продолжайте. Trustful, one total, arrival, descendant,
8,000.
080.
Okay, Motor Sich 553, Minsk, radar, descent, altitude 6,000 feet, range 1010, are you ready to land point now?
Ready, proceed to point to Lovik.
Motor Sich 553, you'll clear to Lovik, altitude 6,000 feet, range 1010.
Descending to Lovik, Motor Sich descending 6,000 feet, finish 100. 10, Motor Sich 553.
10-4 57 угодил. 32 до Лавека, 6,6.
We are already on our way back. We're getting pretty close now to our arrival. The crew is starting to prepare, and we have just a last short moment where I can give you some exciting background about the Yakovlev 40, and something that I would like to share with you now is something that obviously I feel particularly interested about, because the Yakovlev 40 has been amongst the very few Soviet airliners that have been exported into the Western world, and there have been operators in Italy and also in my home country, West Germany, back in the time when there was still the Soviet Union and a clear separation between the East and the West. Now, the operator in Germany was actually come from the north of Germany, from the area of Lübeck and Hamburg. It was General Air, and that airline had an absolutely diverse and interesting fleet. Now, I was lucky enough to grab an original timetable of that company dated back to 1973, which you can see here. And if you look inside that, you can really see the Yakovlev 40 designator attached to domestic flight operations within Germany, which from today's point of view is just so exotic. If you go a little bit further to the page with the fleet, I could totally freak out at that point. It's just a pity that they did not bring any sea charts. But if you look at this in more detail, check out the fleet. The backbone of the North Sea island operations was the Twin Otter back then, but also they operated the super rare HFB 320 Hamburg-built Hansa jet, private jet with the wings towards the front as compared to the regular shape jet aircraft wings have otherwise. And also the obviously Yak-40, we've been speaking about that, and even they were showing that they had a VFW 614 jet aircraft on order, 2 units of that. That's also a German built jet aircraft type for roughly 50 passengers with these remarkable engines on the wing. Super exciting fleet. Imagine living back then, being an avgeek, how nice this would have been. The only downside, tickets were really expensive back then as compared to today. So let me already take this opportunity to say goodbye to you at this point. Thank you very much for being on board with us on Sich Airlines and the Yakovlev 40 today. Thank you for being with Air-Clips. Please remember to give us a thumbs up for this film, maybe leave me a nice comment. I always appreciate that. Give me a little bit of feedback. How did you like it? What should I do in future? What can I do better? And also, of course, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do that. And also, if you would like to, you can follow me on Instagram. You find all you need down here. And yeah, I'm happy to see you, and I look forward together with you to a lot more flight adventures coming up here on Air-Clips. Happy landing for now. Bye bye.
Sich 953, contact tower 130.4.
130.4, Sich 953. Star Motor Sich 953, good do on final runway 131 right.
Motor Sich 955, не проще.
Не брать, Motor Sich 953.
Sich 955, Eurowings, 207 gas to second clear to rest.
Welcome, runway 31 right, Motor Sich 953.
Большой ключом фары выпущен. 86. 4 километра, 120 метров, 230, 100 оценок, 90 диплом ПРВ, 225, 78, 60 решение, 225, 78, 76, 40 метров, 225, 30 метров, весь малый газ, 225, 15
Minsk Tower, this is Data 35, good afternoon.
220,
Occur is established on the 31 right, continue approach. 35 Minsk Tower, continue approach on 31 right. Continue approach on the 31 right to Data 35.
назад, 70, 40, 130.
Additional 553 Mike 2.
Мотор 39 3. Мотор 39 Mike 2.
Staff 53, contact ground 129, sorry, 121, decimal 575.
121 575, мотор 69 задано. Минск, руление, мотор 9553, Майк 2.
Мотор Sich 9553, Минск 2, руление, провитание. Стоянка 5.0 по Майк Квебек за машиной сопровождения.
За машиной сопровождения. Стоянка Майк 2 Квебек, стоянка 50, мотор 95 53.
Oceania, follow leader and stand 11.
Follow me, stand 11, aviator 85. Proceed 9553 на 50, останется до вылета.
Конец связи, до вылета.
Стояночный бустер. Потребители. Все. Nice day.
Всего снимают аппаратуру сейчас. Видишь, это все.
Приходите еще. Welcome, come back. Nice day.
Поставь.
Airclips.com